good things about Alabama than there are bad things, and it is time that story was told.
See here the face of alcohol in Alabama. Alabama's Alcohol Beverage Control Board, or the ABC Board, regulates this dangerous and morally corruptive substance. In Alabama, the state controls the liquor supply, and the state controls the liquor tax, putting a stop to that pesky capitalist enterprise that once defined American values. Following the era of Prohibition, each state individually decided how alcoholic beverages would be managed within its borders. The people of Alabama did not want alcoholic beverages marketed like soup or soft drinks. Recognizing the lethal potential of alcohol, Alabama citizens demanded its rigorous control. The ABC Board was legislatively created to fulfill this mandate. The ABC Board controls alcoholic beverages through distribution, licensing, and enforcement. The board operates over 200 retail stores, selling the majority of liquor purchased in Alabama. The board operates in an efficient and cost-effective manner to ensure that Alabamians who choose to purchase alcoholic beverages are able to do so at a fair price while generating considerable revenue for the state and local governing authorities. The facts prove that the system of control in Alabama is working. The state ranks among the nation's leaders in per capita revenue from the sale of alcohol, but does so while maintaining one of the nation's lowest levels of per capita consumption. High revenue with low consumption.
Can we conclude by all of this that the Alabama taxpayer wants to send a lot more money to Montgomery?
To the Soviet, these ends may seem at odds.
I think not, as I have yet to meet the first taxpayer with a voluntary check to the revenue
Unlike
department.
the Soviet Union, Alabama is a Christian state, and thus enforces moral doctrine as any other state would their laws. Still, when it comes to liquor, Alabamians and Russians share their vice. Vodka is the most purchased liquor in Alabama. ABC Select Spirits occupy unassuming storefronts across the state. Many feature stately blue and white colors. Some occupy red brick buildings and boast matching red signs. You can find ABC stores embedded in the densest of Alabama cities and within every landscape of the state's many rural communities. Admirably,
there's no such thing as federal money, and never has been and never will be. Where does the money that the federal government
meaning many
come
stores
from?
operate at a loss for the simple reason that Alabamians have a right to state-supplied liquor. Furthermore, the ABC Board takes the people's cut of all alcohol served in restaurants across the state.
You know, Dr. Bentley talks about trusting the people to vote. Well, then why don't he trust the people of Tuscaloosa to vote on Sunday liquor sales?
Taxes per fluid ounce of alcohol that crosses the border. As we will see, the ABC Board generates a considerable portion of Alabama's tax revenue and its total dominance of the alcohol industry.
Alabama is a good place to do business.
Fair and equal access for all Alabamians. For bottles the state of Alabama deems too expensive for her citizens to purchase responsibly, the ABC Board opens a statewide sweepstakes,
Yet there are no human rights
an opportunity
in Russia.
to travel big
Not a single one.
ABC
And you know it. And
for
the
a chance to
where you have
the
human
very
rights,
bottles that every
those nations
are
that
hoarded
guarantee
by
the ownership
list
of private
aristocrats.
property.
See here a queue of Alabamians excited for their turn to enter the big ABC. As they enter the store, they wave their vouchers to the camera and prepare their hard-earned cash to spend on the highest tax they'll pay this year. See how the people run for their shot of Pappy Van Winkle. If you would like your chance at the ABC's highly allocated bottles, the sweepstakes opens for the month of October. Then, 100 lucky entrants will be guaranteed their place in line at the big ABC in December. A sweepstakes like the one entered by these.
You should learn to tell the truth and part the lines and not distort the facts.
Their rightful share of the state's liquor supply. Once inside the building, our comrades are greeted by 4 tables and the welcoming faces of the ABC staff, glinting with all the security and benefits of government employment. From the first table,
To re-strengthen the family unit, you've got to have a society, an environment, laws that encourage responsibility, individual responsibility.
bottles at table 3. Finally, at table 4, the state allows our comrades 2 bottles per unlike item. Choosing from all these selections, a man can run up quite a tab, but the state assures him he will reap the rewards of his compliance through the state's roads, schools, and welfare. Like all good socialist citizens, the people of Alabama have accepted high tax rates as the natural investment necessary to form a strong, collective society.
Do you believe that the state's tax system unfairly burdens the poor?
I don't.
These taxes, collectively considered sin taxes,
Working families of this state have already been picking up more than their fair share.
the ABC applies a markup of 30%.
Every office Don Siegelman ever held, he increased the cost. And that's why he is talking about a lottery. But
Thank you, Governor.
more taxes.
Lieutenant Governor?
And in no greater way than the purchase and enjoyment of alcoholic beverages, paying over 1.5 times that which they would pay.
Is there a follow-up?
Yes, there is. I'll ask you again, though, what is Plan B? The record on those 2 issues aren't very good in your first administration. What is Plan B?
Well, I think the Plan B is having faith in the people of Alabama.
The first 23% of the sin taxes goes toward the state general fund to be assigned by the impeccable judgment of the people's legislature.
You see, government can use your money for two ways. They can build the bureaucracy, or they can buy infrastructure, roads, schools, parks, assets for the people.
Requires equal resources for all of her workers.
The last thing I want to do is raise
Are
taxes.
directed to the State Department of Mental Health. The last 10% of sin tax revenue constitutes the profit margin of the ABC board, and
I have said from the beginning that I will allow the people to vote if it passes the legislature. I trust the people. I believe they will do what's right, and I will allow the people of Alabama an opportunity to vote.
proportionally by their sales. The next
I'm not going to raise the taxes on the working families of this state 1 red cent.
proportionally among the wet counties of Alabama.
Well, I am not for raising taxes. I think the thing that you do not do in a down economy is to raise taxes.
Across the state of Alabama, the average sales tax is 9%, 68% of which goes to the State Department of Revenue.
You're the only governor in the South who has not cut taxes in the last 4 years. Democrats and Republicans in every southern state have found a way to cut taxes, but not Fob James.
BC store be only in the jurisdiction of the county.
Governor, raising taxes is necessary from time to time, but it should never be the first option.
BC board generates 2.5% of the state's total tax revenue. Simply put, the state cannot afford to compete in a free market. But that's no matter. The people of Alabama prefer their government in line with Christ's socialist teachings. For Christ supplied the wine, and so too shall he govern the land. The ABC Board of Alabama is an old and storied institution to which the people of Alabama pay their deference, respect, and dollar. It operates like all communist institutions ought. The father, the provider, the leader. This has been an inside look at the United Socialist State of Alabama.
But I'm asking about debates themselves. Are debates valuable for voters?
Y'all are the only ones that ask about them. Y'all and my opponent.
Comrades.